right, welcome. This is Mark from Spirit Child 1723. We're going to continue with the May readings. We're up to Gemini. If you're wearing a headpiece, or even if you have the phone at a high volume, you might want to put it down to half. I'm going to use the chimes real quick to clear the energy. Okay, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. Appreciate anyone that's interacted and left comments and support. It's greatly appreciated. So let's just move along to Gemini. I've been making these a little quicker. I'm just trying to get them done. I had a pretty hard routine with the classes I put on my plate, and that's over with. So I'm just trying to get back on schedule and get these things rolling. So all right, Spirit, let's take a few cards for Gemini in the month of May. It's hard to believe, man. We're on the fifth month already. 2025 cruising, or maybe because I'm getting older, it's cruising. But it seems like stuff's going fast, and the energy's changed quite a bit. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. Um, Taking out your top row, you got the Two of Earth, which is the Two of Pentacles, the Moon, the World, and the Ten of Pentacles. That's good. That's good. Virgo? No, we're Gemini. I'm sorry. keep me keep track of me here. All right, working too hard or multiple jobs. It's a juggling. They're showing this guy on the tightrope. Too many things up in the air. So um this is sort of an energy of they're saying around finances, earth suit or pentacle suit is around your basic needs, home, housing, food, transportation, taking care of your children, medical stuff, etc. So that's the initial energy coming out for you, Gemini. I'm gonna have to start putting my signs back up there so I know don't get lost in the middle of the reading. But I set the intention, and when I clear the cards beforehand, I know it's Gemini that we're getting into. All right, the Moon card comes out. That's Pisces. Listen to your intuition and pay attention to signs from the divine. Unnecessary worry. Let go of your fears. Revelations that will make everything clear. So this is female energy, water, emotions. Um, this is kind of linked to intuition. Also, the moon is, it can reveal stuff that's kind of hidden or in the shadows, and it can also hide stuff, so it works both ways. And, most people, have a shadow self that they start to learn about. And it's not, we're not all good, we're not all bad, but, you know, um, too far into the shadow side, my experience is, where addictions and kind of getting off course and making your life unbalanced. That's where where it heads to. If that's, constant flow of those character, flaws. Not always flaws. That's the wrong word. But you get what I'm saying. Can't spend too much energy there without balancing it out, right? And then we have the World card, so that's great. Brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishment. So, spiritual enlightenment, freedom to do whatever you want, be proud of yourself. So, some type of accomplishments, the infinity symbol, you can see all the different magician tools that, the wands, the staffs, and symbols, you know. Yeah, it's interesting that triangle on the medallions that are hanging is an infinity symbol above her head. That's infinite abundance. That's like tuning in to, the universe, accepting that you're a child of the universe, or you're a child of God, or both, and that you're worthy of receiving, and sometimes it takes work to get the old programming out and to let go of beliefs that either society or your parental family or relatives have installed in you, to get the manifestation levels where you'd like them to be, you know. But right behind it's another good card, Ten of Pentacles. You're celebrating, you're rejoicing here. Excuse me. Financial security for yourself and your family, inheritance or retirement, peace and contentment. You see all the generations. You see the grandmother. You see the daughter that's pregnant again, and the grandmother's with the child. And in the background, you can see probably, father and son, or father-in-law and son, father and son-in-law, or vice versa. And anyways, everyone's kind of, focused on family, and kind of celebrating and enjoying, that it feels good when there's some financial security. Worry goes away. You feel more confident. You feel a little structure in your life, I guess. Um, Again, sometimes you got to see the different things that are coming out. I don't know why I'm compelled to shuffle a little bit, but anyways, all right. The next row is going to be out of the Message of Love Oracle deck. It's got a few cards for Gemini. The financial stuff is looking great in that top row, and the World card. Moon card's good too. It's just that feminine energy. The first card was interesting because it was, worrying about too much, trying to balance too much, not delegating any work, not being able to make a decision, up in your head, monkey chatter. All right, we got Twin Flames, Love Call, Hope. And I shouldn't have said that's a deck because this is kind of a mixed deck of many decks that I just throw together. Um, Anyways, Twin Flames is the first card out. Yin yang and balance, union and duality, complement, polar opposites. So, I mean, I don't like. I feel this word's been overused and very misunderstood, and because someone has what I'll call a soulmate more often, that's here for a life lesson instead of like love and romance. People get disappointed, But sometimes, whether it's with a friend or an employer or whatever, it could be a soulmate. Someone in your family could be a soulmate. Your cousin could be a soulmate of sorts. Um, but when it's closer to home and it's a relationship, but not the relationship, it can be, painful lesson. A lot of times, my opinion, right? A lot of times this is to teach you. They come in to teach you and interrupt, hold up the mirror, right, and show you about yourselves, and vice versa. We're all subject to project stuff on other people when we're not aware of it, or we haven't learned that we have it. So that's the type of energy around that card that I get. Then we have Love Call, expressing love, message of love, thinking of you, informing you. So Gemini, somebody, this is supposed to be your person. So someone in your energy is, they're holding back a little, but they want to express something to you, that they care for you, or they're fond of you, or, they're flattered by you. They want to be part of your life. Um, and then we have Hope, haven't given up on us yet. Um, this could be the energy around, for some of you, around something that you're trying to work through. Could be a relationship where, you know, I don't know, you could be separated, you could be passing the kids, or you just could be having, that feeling of not being real close. And some of that's normal, and some of that's part of a healthy relationship, figuring different things out as people not only mature, but like enter new phases of their life. And, like for example, would be um, the woman have all the children go off to college, and now they've been a housewife for whatever, 12, 16 years. They want to find out like what's next for them. Where are they going to put their energy? What's their next project, or what are they going to do? Or, are they capable of returning to work? Um, and I think sometimes that just, will make the other person feel like they're not connected to that person while they figure that out. So again, just my opinion or a viewpoint. Let's call it a viewpoint. Let's be open-minded about it. Then it says, open your eyes. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So this is one of my favorite things, guys. I always say, you know, listen with your eyes. You know, I say that to people, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Listen with your eyes. Watch what the person's showing you. The person's going to show you who you are. They can wear a mask, maybe 30 days, 45 days, then it's gonna it's gonna slip out. By 90 days, you're gonna have a good idea if you pay attention, you know, and stay aware. You know, you're gonna have good a good idea of what the person's all about, you know, and if they're just snowballing you. All right, let's go to this one. Um, Beach Time Soul. And for those of you that have come back and stuff in the past, like the reason I kind of held up cards sometimes to the camera for a while is like I want some people to embrace like starting to trust their own intuition. You know what I mean? If I say something's this and you don't feel that resonates with you, then you know you have the right to be like, hey, no, for me that means XYZ, right? So, you know, we all have some type of gift that we can manifest and work on, you know. I know early on, and I stopped. I was doing this for a long time and stopped in 2016, and I was doing mediumship before I left New Hampshire, which I enjoyed. I was learning a lot about it. I did a few classes with John Holland, which great medium psychic, you know. Um, and you know, that meditation circle and stuff, I kind of just eased back on spiritual stuff. You know, I went pretty hard for 20 or 22 years, and now returning to doing a little something and trying to give back, you know, because I know some of the pitfalls as well as, you know, I always believed in, you know, take the simple things that work, right? You know, just like reading a book, you know what I mean? If one chapter resonates with you, use that stuff. If you can take tools out of them to make your life better, you know, the guy from University of Sedona had a saying. He says, for all you know is nothing if it doesn't demonstrate a better life, right? You know, so it's talking about applying stuff, you know. And I like simple stuff that works, you know. And there's been stuff and methods people have shown me that don't hit it off with me, or I can't make work for me in the way I think it should work, and I just move on to the next thing. Anyways, that's enough of that. Sorry guys, I got sidetracked, but maybe somebody need to hear a little of that. You never know. So the first card out in this row is Talking. And this is your person's energy. That's how I've been doing the readings this month, Gemini. Interested, conversing more. Weighted message arrives. Text, call, email. It says hoovering. It doesn't say hovering. It says hoovering. But you got to remember, a lot of these cards are translated and made in Taiwan. So it could be hovering. But it kind of piggybacks off this. Somebody wants to express something. Somebody wants to give you a message. Somebody wants to talk to you. That's your person. You know, they're in your energy. And again, because of the amount of people that use it, Doreen's Virtues card, a lot of times there's one. Keep in mind, your soulmate may vary than the typical person that you think it should be. So it's worthwhile guidance, because sometimes we're trying to make the round peg fit in the square hole. Keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. So this you want to stay away from. This happened to fall vertically under the one that says hope, I haven't given up on us. You know, and it could be multiple people in your energy. This doesn't sound like a good one, because this person wants to, unless you're looking for that, this person just wants to play the field and have physical relationships. Um, and then it says abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude, bliss, appreciation, all those high vibrating things while you're thinking about what you want. You know, when you want something different, you can't keep replaying Oh, this person did this to me. Oh, there was no lesson in there. What's the point? If you keep doing that, you're at a vibration of bringing that in again, because spirit's like, oh, they haven't learned the lesson. They want more of this. They're asking for more of this, and you just bring the same energy with a different name into your life, to learn the lesson. And it'll go over and over. You ready to deal with it? Ready to deal with it? Ready with deal? Have you had enough of this type? So that's a good card. I'm gonna take two more to close this up. But financial, world opportunity, looks like family stable. There's some form of abundance. There's someone that really wants to express love to you or talk to you, but it doesn't seem like they've done it. It could be a person at work, and that can get sticky and that can get messy, guys. Make the effort and keep the door open. All right, Gemini. We have make the effort. This love is worth taking risks. You are called to move forward. I need to hear that too. Because I'm on like 4 dates with a person, but stretched out over a longer time than probably it should be. But I'm kind of enjoying it going slow. Um, yeah. So stay open. And this one's keep the door open. Don't be so focused on a closed door that you don't see the ones which open for you. That goes back to what I was trying to say. The gold's kind of hard to, it's not foil, but it doesn't reflect well in the camera. If I get too much light, it just drowns it out. But anyways, this is saying kind of be open. You know what I mean? What I suggest is in the past, if you wouldn't date a certain type of person, go on one date just to see what's to lose, man. What's there to lose, But anyways, that's what I have for you. Please, like, subscribe, share a video with a friend. I'm gonna get back to doing my best to get the signs out. It takes a little bit, guys. Even though I don't edit these, if it stops or something, I start over. Once in a while, I'll leave cards down and just hit record. But I don't edit these. I do it off the cuff. I do it on a phone and keep it simple and don't know too much about the editing software and stuff. And there's a lot to be looked into. I'd like to have two cameras where I don't have to hold the cards up, where, you guys could see the cards on the table and I can play around. I could put a little effort into playing around. But anyways, have a good month. I appreciate the support. Like I said, the ones that are making comments, do listen to the videos. It's appreciated because sometimes empaths and star seeds and we get burnt out, and we got to charge our own batteries, so um, you know kind words are much appreciated. So have a great month, and we'll see you next time.